Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faith Gill. Be sure to click the subscribe button so you never miss a video with me. Today we're going to be jumping into something brand new. I'm super excited about it. I kind of posted on my Instagram, my Facebook. I'm going to link them down below so you can follow them as well. But we're going to be doing the Wife in Pursuit Challenge. It's 31 days. Yep. It's 31 days, and so I'm really excited about it. It's got like a devotional. It's got a pursuit, a reflection, and prayer. So we're going to go through it together. We're going to work on this. This is for wives and husbands because there's some stuff in it that you wouldn't do for your boyfriend. So just kind of be aware of that. But I'm really, really excited about it. I think it's going to be so awesome to go through it together and just to work through it together. Be sure to comment below, so on and so forth, and let's really get better together. If you don't have this book or if your book hasn't come in, so on and so forth, that is totally fine because I will take a picture and I'll send it to you. So send me a message, comment below. But I think the biggest thing that I didn't realize is that the first pursuit was just like kind of one for me to work through myself. But then after that, I went ahead and read ahead so I was prepared. And the rest of the pursuits, actually some of them require some thinking ahead of time. So you might want to go and look through your book tonight, read through it, and get an idea of what you need to be doing, what you need to buy, things like that. So I kind of have made a list of when I need to buy certain things for certain days. Like I think day 5. Yes, it says pick a game and play it this evening. I have no games. So what I need to be doing is going and buying a game or renting a game or borrowing a game from a friend. I know one of the nights we wash our spouse's feet, which if Jesus didn't do it, I wouldn't do it. But we do wash our spouse's feet, so we need to get a few things maybe for that. If you need like a basin, a bowl, whatever you want to do to make that night kind of special. Day 31 is like encourages you to kind of step out of the box and do something that you wouldn't normally do for your spouse that's a little bit more extravagant. So you may need to think that through, especially since a lot of us are still in quarantine. My dog, especially since a lot of us are still in quarantine. We're gonna have to get really creative, which I'm really, really, really excited about. So I kind of want to jump into day 1 with you. If you haven't started day 1, then let's jump into day 1 together, pursuing him as you are pursued. So I do want to just stop for a second and say I don't plan on doing every single day with you. What I plan on doing is just putting a couple days together and then posting them. Probably going to post every 3 days through this process, and I will post like 2, 3, and 4 tomorrow. So I'm going to try not to, do every single day with you just because I think that most of us don't really care. But I'm going to help you prep for day 2, 3, and 4. So let's talk about day 1. Pursuing him as you are pursued. Luna, stop. Pursuing him as you are pursued. So my wifely imperfections have a way of showing up every single day. I think we all can relate to that. God handles my shortcomings, but let's be honest, I struggle regularly. The thing is, though, is if you're like me, you live to check items off the proverbial list. Pursuing your husband is not exactly a box you can check off of your to-do list. So if you're like most of us wives, we're checking off a box. We cleaned the dishes. We took care of the house. We cooked dinner. We folded clothes, whatever we have to do, and we're just checking off boxes. But when it comes to loving your spouse, you can't really do that. That's not really how it works. Like, I can't just decide, oh, Brady, I've loved you enough and I'm good for this week. It just doesn't really work like that. So, my pursuit of Brady is a life attitude, one that ideally comes from a place of joy. Have you ever had a moment where you don't have a ton of joy in your spouse? You don't have a ton of joy in the time you have with your spouse. Maybe your spouse isn't giving you much back. I know that we've all been in seasons where our spouse has not been in a place where they could really give back, and it's hard because you don't want to give anything when they're not giving anything. But here's the thing. I don't love my spouse, and I don't do things for my spouse, and I don't share joy with my spouse because of how he acts. I share with him. I love him. I do things for him. I'm sharing joy with him because of what Jesus did for me. And I want to read a verse. While we were still weak, at the right time, Christ died for the ungodly. For one will scarcely die for a righteous person, though perhaps for a good person one would dare even to die. But God shows his love for us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us, which is Romans 5:6-8. So today marks the start of our journey of learning how to pursue our husband more intentionally, not out of what he's done for us, but instead out of what Christ has done for me. I pray that as we journey deeper into Christ's profound love, we are transformed from the inside out, and that transformation dramatically affects how we love our husbands. So the reflection question was, how exactly has Christ loved and pursued you? And then the second one is, in what ways do you foresee the gospel changing how you love and pursue your husband? So I know for me, I think this is one of those moments where it's like, just because he's doing something or not doing something doesn't mean I should or shouldn't do something. Because Christ died for me, I love my husband. Not because my husband has decided to act right, not because my husband has decided to do what I wanted him to do today, but just out of love for Jesus and the gospel, I pursue my husband the way he told me to, the way I should love. So we're going to pray today and ask God to help us just remember the gospel and the why behind our actions. And then our pursuit. Find and write down at least 3 verses that illustrate how you were loved and pursued by Christ. Explain in your own words how being pursued by Christ influences how you can pursue your husband. So for me, one of the main verses I think of is Ephesians 2:10. For you are God's masterpiece, created anew in Christ Jesus to do the good things he planned for you long ago. Christ died for me. I'm his masterpiece. I'm his perfect masterpiece. And because of that, he created me to do things long ago. The good things. Oh my gosh. Created me to do good things long ago. So I was pursued by Christ. He had a plan for me, and that makes me want to pursue my husband more. Because if God sees me as a masterpiece while I am still a sinner, then why would I not pursue my husband? Why would he not be a masterpiece? So, and the way that God views him as well. So that's just one of the verses that I thought of. Heads up. This may seem early, but it will be upon you in no time. Go ahead and take a peek at day 31. It's not too soon to start planning. Oh gosh. So, day 31. Let's look at it together. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Commemorate. Ooh, a big word. The start of your lifelong pursuit. Celebrate. Do something ridiculous, extravagant, off script, and off the charts unconventional. Now is your opportunity to pull off all the stops. Hopefully you've taken some time to think about and plan for today by observing the heads up. Obviously we did. So we need to be really thinking about what we're going to do. I need suggestions. Comment below some ideas we could do for pursuit number 31. Now, we're going to be doing 2, 3, and 4 pretty much alone because I will post them after it's happened. So, what I want us to do is look at the pursuits together. Pursuit 2. Today's pursuit is a symbolic gesture. So, all that the day 2 you'll need is just something to show love to your spouse. That could be anything. I'm going to do sticky notes if that helps. I'll show you one that I'm going to do. I'm going to do just little sticky notes with, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, with like words on them. There we go. With like words on them of how he loves me and protects me and how thankful I am for him, and just put him in his office. I'm also going to put some verses about marriage and things like that. So that's kind of my plan for day 2, which is going to be tomorrow. So act 3, remove all distractions for an entire day, which means I don't get to watch YouTube, and that makes me sad. Okay, I'm done with that. Anyway, that makes me sad. But cancel all activities, turn off the TV, and just spend a night together. So that could be doing anything. It even said the day together, but we work, so that's not really feasible. Day 4, pursue him through your words. So really for this one, you need no things, which is really nice. It's really awesome. basically all you need is just to be intentional, which I think we can all do together. So I'm super excited. I will see you in a few days, and we will go over day 2, 3, and 4. So be sure to comment below some of the favorite verses that you found, that you loved, that went with how Jesus intentionally loves you. All right, guys, I will see you back in just a few days.